Thank you, everybody. Let's give a quick shout out to Seven Stack Sports at Seven Stack Sports right there on Twitter. The best book in the world on Twitter. They never have any issues when you're talking about payments, customer service, nothing like that. They do same day payouts if you're using cryptocurrency. They have 24 service customers, 24/7 customer service, and they've been around for I guess at this point 4 years now with over 3,000 players. Myself and Dad, we've been with them for a year now, so we wouldn't be putting our faces behind something we don't believe in. So definitely give them a follow, sign up with them, and you'll get free VIP plays from both myself and Dad. All right, man. How was your night yesterday?
It was good, AC. Yeah, good night there. I made a couple units. Warriors came through for me, and Clay's over. The one NBA play I didn't hit, I had Clay to outscore Wiggins, and Wiggins went crazy last night. So that was good for the bet, but still a real good night there in the NBA. A lot to talk about with the NBA. AC is now the series goes back to Boston, obviously 3-2. I think you and I are in the same mindset. Boston's still going to win this series. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but time will tell there. MLB, pretty good night as well. Mariners, though, couldn't come through for a sweep, but we'll take it and then move on to today. How was your night last night?
Yeah, I was on the Mariners as well, so that was a disappointing loss. That was actually my play of the day. It went down 3-2. I think they could have had more early on, and I think that's what ruined it. But I agree with you, man. I think Boston has a ton of value. What is the series bet right now? Down 2-3.
Oh, numbers wise, what is it? Is it 300 plus
Let me
three?
let me take a look. Let me take a look.
You'd have to double check me there. Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a ton of value with it. Boston's minus 3.5 at home, right? So, I mean, how I look at it, like, is if they play game seven, what's the line going to be? Like three, probably 3.5 in favor of Golden State. It's not going to be a plus 300 money line. So, if you think they're going to win this game, here in Boston, I think you take a shot on them to win the series, and I would be shocked if they lost back-to-back games in the Garden. So I think they'll definitely win Game 6 and make this a great series.
Plus 290 on DraftKings is
Plus 290.
is the
Okay.
Boston Celtics. Yeah, I love that value. I agree with you. I actually think it's going to be a blowout in Game 6. We haven't really had a team that just dominates the entire game, and I think we're going to see that in Game 6 because Golden State's going to really focus on Game 7, in my opinion. So um, I'm looking forward to Game 7. We deserve it, right? As basketball fans, it's been
Yeah.
kind of a letdown of a playoffs, and hopefully we get something in game 7. Yeah, I do think it's a blowout. This guy's commenting in the chat. I think they're going to win by more than 10 points.
Yeah.
To me, that's a blowout. So give me Boston game 6 and give me Boston for the series. All right, let's go ahead and move on to baseball, Dad, if you want to run down those games.
Yes, we got an early game that we know how early games work. AC. It's what is it, Tuesday, and it's 1 p.m. Everyone's gonna bet on this Pirates Cardinals game. Pretty much have to bet on it at this point. If you don't, I don't think you're a true gambler. But we got the Cards minus 165, minus 160, kind of depending the book, and then the total at 9 here. Cards came from behind yesterday. They were down, I think, 3 runs in the 7th, and they ended up winning. They actually covered the run line there, too. So if you had that, it's a nice, forgiving beat there. So what is your thoughts on this early game today?
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of Brubaker. He's just been awful all season long, but also just in general, he's been pretty bad. So I'm not gonna fade. I'm not gonna pick a side here. I think I'm just gonna do the Cardinals team total over 4.5 runs. I think it's pretty safe. Again, Brubaker might come out since it's an early game and throw like a no hitter or something. Who knows? But I'm just gonna play the numbers here, and the numbers suggest the Cardinals are gonna score like closer to 7 runs today. So I like the 4.5 over team total.
It's an interesting game because I don't. I feel like sometimes I personally do this a lot too. Like these early games, I think are just pure traps. Like how will the Cardinals lose, to Brubaker and the Pirates? But it's not like the Cardinals are throwing Nolan Ryan out there either. I mean, these are two pitchers who both struggle. So I think having them still be priced as high as they are, it's a Cardinals read for me, actually. So I'm actually going to take the Cardinals here -1 on the early game. I just can't back Brubaker in this spot. I think the Cards get it done in this game on the early slate. So give me the Cardinals. I like that team total over too. I think the over in general should be good, but I can't trust that. When you look at, like, I bet on the Pirates a decent amount this year, and I mean they've probably made me a little bit of money because they're typically a plus odds. But like that lineup, once you get past Ke'Bryan Hayes and Brian Reynolds, who typically hit 1 and 2, it is. They have that young guy. What's it, Jack? I don't know how to say his last name. Like he's a rookie. He could swing it a little, but I mean, like 5 through 9 in that lineup is pretty much like hitting your pitcher. So
Dead. You easily could bat 6 for this team. Like,
I could.
Easily. Yeah.
I could. I hit 1 double in college, so I don't want to brag, but I certainly could. It would be something. But let's move along here. Braves, Nats, AC. The Braves are on a 12-game win streak, 13. I don't know. They keep going up in the win streak total. And now you get your ace in Max Fried against the Nats tonight. Jackson, how do you say that last name? Teddertalt. He's from the minor leagues, and he got blasted in the minor leagues. Like this guy wasn't all that great in the minors. And now here we go with the Braves. A run line is only – now I hate run lines, and I hate letting juice on run lines because it's -150. But, like, what do you think, Braves team total? There's no way this guy's going to come up and just shut them down.
This game seems so easy.
Got to end the win streak.
Why is it only -250? It should be like -550.
That's what's weird. This guy might end the win streak. So I think the Nats win tonight. That's kind of my weird way of saying the Nats win.
Yeah, the line is definitely saying Nationals. This guy's hating on you, man. Dude just said he could bat 6 hole in an MLB lineup.
Yeah, time to look at my huddle. Look at my huddle, buddy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it's a Nationals play. Maybe it's a Nationals team total overplay, maybe a first half play. I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, we've seen so many streaks so far in the MLB, right? We saw the Angels go on like a 14-game losing streak. We saw the Brewers go on an 8 or 9-game losing streak. The Phillies haven't lost, right, since a new manager. Like, it's just
one.
Just
one. It was on Sunday, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. They're playing again today. How are you feeling about the Marlins Phillies today?
I went to the game last night, and I'm not even kidding. I go to usually 10, 15 games a year. I think I've seen like 7 walk-offs in the last 2 years. So for sure, I think that we're gonna win again tonight. They're too high right now. I had the hits, runs, and errors bet last night. You know, I love those. The under got a little scary because it looked like extra innings, and with this new format, there's nothing that screws those bets like extra innings. Just get a guy on second, and your team all of a sudden scores like 6 runs. So I was very happy that they pulled that off. But tonight, you get Eflin on the mound. I mean, now we got my boys throwing us some love, saying that he missed that I hit a double in college. So
how can you miss that?
Not many people have hit 1 double in Division III college. So I'm just saying that it's a pretty big deal.
You're the top 1% of the 1%, man.
That's what I'm saying. How many people can sit down and say, "Hey, buddy, I hit a double"?
Not many.
Right down the line. But yeah, I think Philly gets it done tonight. We got some comments too. AC Mets. How about this parlay? I'm assuming a parlay from Dat Zach. Mets, Yankees -1.5, Blue Jays -1.5. Now, those are going to be a little public there, obviously. But you think we could get that parlay to land or what?
That's not our style, Dad. That's not our style. Very, very chalky parlays. Okay, so the Yankees are throwing out Garrett Cole. Obviously, he gave up 5 home runs in 2.5 innings. Last time out, you expect a bounce back there. Playing against a Corey Kluber team who's just not the same. The Rays are dangerous, though. I don't know. I think the Rays are always a live dog. And then he also likes Toronto against Baltimore. Orioles are a bad team, but Kikuchi for Toronto is not. He just hasn't been good this season. Honestly, hasn't been good for a couple years. I think I've overrated him personally, like full disclosure. I think last year I backed him a ton. This year I'm fading him, and it's been working out for me. So I don't like when the Blue Jays are steaming, to be honest, especially with him on the mound. So I actually don't agree with Yankees -1.5, Blue Jays -1.5, Mets parlay at all, to be quite frankly honest with you. Also, but I'm not a juicy better by any means.
Well, that's all we wanted was the honest answer, right? So now we know there. Someone says about that Dodgers Angels game, guys. I was going to get to this play later, but my favorite MLB play of the night is actually that hits, runs, and errors under. Now, if you can't do hits, runs, and errors, what you can do with 7 Stack Sports, make sure to sign up. I like the first 5 under at 4. You might be able to get it at 4.5 some places, but Tony Gonsolin has quietly been one of the best pitchers in the MLB this year. He's 100% been the Dodgers' best arm. He gets kind of thrown under the rug behind, Buehler and Kershaw and even Julio Urias, guys who've been doing it a little bit longer. But you get him here on the mound. The Angels, they just kind of forgot how to play baseball, and they really only have 3 to 4 guys in that lineup that strike fear into me. I don't know if Ohtani's going. I don't know if Trout's going. I would assume they would with the off day. But, I think the Dodgers – win the game. I just can't. I tried to back the Angels Sunday night against the Mets. It looked like an Angels read. I just can't back them right now. There's certain teams that you're like, okay, they're due, but they're not coming through. But I think it goes under. He gets Syndergaard on the mound. He should be able to somewhat limit the Dodgers lineup. Obviously, not an easy task. A lot of guys who can flat out swing into that lineup. But I like, I like the under there in that game tonight.
Yeah, that you're completely correct. Like all the big name pitchers for the Dodgers have been really disappointing. Walker especially. But you have Tyler Anderson and Gonsolin just playing so much better than the others. I think the value definitely is on the Dodgers. I think my favorite play tonight actually is gonna be in Arizona, man. I think the Diamondbacks bounce back. They lost yesterday 4-5 on the Reds. I'm just gonna give you guys my favorite bet of the day already. I like the Diamondbacks to bounce back. They're -125 right now on the money line against the Reds at home. I think they are going to cover the money line and the run line as well. So if you want to sprinkle both, I think that's a great play.
All right, so I got to ask you this because I'm looking at lines right now. Is it common for the books to set a Game 7 NBA line, or do you think that means we know it's rigged? You'll see on ESPN like series is tied like before. So I'm looking at lines, and Game 7 set for -4. So I'm going to throw out the theory, and it says series tied 3-3. So I think that we hammer the Celtics money line. This might be me doing some great investigating.
That's amazing research there. I would say you are correct, man. I think you called out the NBA. We know it's a rigged sport. It's a super rigged league. The officials have way too much power in every single game. Celtics, I'm going to tell you guys right now, they're going to blow them out in Game 6. Is Game 7 Sunday night?
Yes. Yeah, come on. Why wouldn't they want that?
Dude, Game 7 is going to be massive. It could be the biggest rating Game 7 in the last 10 years, to be honest.
Boston is going to get every single call in that game. Like, they're going to do everything in their power to give them the win. They should. We won Game 7, right? It's more to gamble on.
Since you and I like the Celtics for the series, you're going to be on the Celtics Game 6 or what?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll double down on that. I think though. I would be shocked if they didn't win Game 6. And yeah, I think they'll shock a lot of people there in Game 7. One question in the chat, AC, real quick. What game? Oh, the Rangers Astros. So I like Houston tonight. But, the line, I don't want to say it's off because
the line is saying Rangers.
It does. It does. Yeah. But it's Dean Dunning, and I think he's a good fade. Neither pitcher's good tonight. So I'm just going to take the better bats. I like – Texas has been playing well. You knew that was my biggest prop coming into the year, their team total over. So they only need to win 71 or 72 games for that to cash.
I think we're going to hit it, man. We're about to be 500, which is crazy because Texas started off so slow. Finally, Marcus Semien. I
was going to say, Semien's been hot.
Yeah, he's finally entered the fray. But you're right. Tonight's game is a Rangers read, and it's at home. It's going towards Texas. But you're right. It's hard to back a team that's won 3 straight and fade a team that just lost yesterday as a big favorite too. So the spot here is Houston. I'm going to lay off just because you guys know I'm a Rangers fan, but hopefully, Dead gets his bet there. I just want to see a good game, hopefully.
Well, let's hop into the NHL. I know it's tomorrow, but if we can real quick before we wrap it up. So tonight, AC, is going to be kind of what people fear. There's only MLB to bet today. This is
Mhm.
what this is what the summer is until college football returns and NFL returns. So we're going to go through. This is why the NBA needs to extend until Sunday, because we're going to go through a phase where we can legitimately only bet on baseball and KBO.
I,
I mean,
I have a proposal for you. Why doesn't college football start 1 month earlier?
why don't they start in like July? That'd be great. You're
Yeah,
right.
why are they competing directly with the NFL? Like they're
They
even
only get like
the playoffs are yeah, the playoffs are basically at the same time as well. If they start 1 week or 1 month earlier and have like instead of the New Year's Six bowls, they'll have
Mhm.
I don't know Thanksgiving bowls. I mean that would be great in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I would just selfishly like them to start earlier so we don't have to wait through. And I like I love to bet baseball, but it can get dry in the aspect of like that's
For sure.
all like when you have one sport to bet. So this is the toughest time of year I think as a gambler to deal with. So we got June, July, and then a little bit. So we have like 2 months of just baseball, KBO. I know you do some tennis and golf and stuff, but you know what I mean. The main sport is baseball. I love the Avs though to win Game One at least. I know Tampa is hot, but I think like I don't know how to explain this other than I think the Avs. Some people are saying the Avs had an easier path, and they probably did. But I think the Avs are just so much better than the teams
Yeah.
that play that it made it.
I don't think the paths mean that much in hockey, to be
Yeah,
honest. You just play who's in front of you, and the Avs as a team have been the better team all season long. Lightning, they were dealing with injuries, struggling all year. Obviously now they're healthy and got hot in the playoffs. But is it me or do I think the Avs are just gonna run away with this Stanley Cup? I don't think it's even gonna be more than 5 games. I would be
wow.
surprised if the Lightning can
Oh,
can continue this, this scoring streak and keep up with the Avs because we know the Avalanche offense is super electric. I think they're gonna win in 5, man.
hmm. That's a bold prediction.
Let's see, series correct
So
score.
why
Let's
don't
see
you
what
bet
that prop is.
that?
Yeah, Avalanche to win 4-1 plus 400. Book it.
Yeah, that's actually not nearly as crazy as I thought. So that might be. I thought it was gonna be like plus like 800, just
Hmm.
because it's still a bold call. But yeah, I like it. I like it. I think the Avs win the series. I don't know if they win in five, but definitely some good value there. All right, AC. Before we wrap it up and do our best bets, one more time, we're gonna shout out the GOAT 7 Stack Sports. Give them
Go.
a follow right there on Twitter. 24/7 customer service. 3,000 players at this point. The most respected sports book on Twitter, giving out money daily. We're going to do a collab pick tonight, giving you guys a chance for 100, $200. They're just handing money out, right? And they also have the best bets in sports, -1 MLB lines. You guys are going to need them all summer. You're going to need the hits, runs, and errors bets that they do as well. So make sure you get set up with them. All right, best bet time, AC. Going to hype it up real quick on Twitter, and then let's get to it. What are you looking at? What are you looking at today?
Yeah. I'll start it off while you hype it up. I mentioned it earlier. I guess there's a couple questions, so let me get to the questions first. Pirates or Cardinals game one. Dead is on Cardinals -1, and I'm on the Cardinals team total over. We're both fading JT Brubaker there. Um, this guy agrees with me on the Avs call, so let's go, man. All right. So my best bet of the night again is just baseball tonight, but I do like Arizona to come back. Zach Davies is on the mound. We know with the elevation there in Arizona, we might see a lot of runs. The total is set at only 8.5, which is kind of surprising to me. But I do like the Diamondbacks to bounce back tonight and get the dub. So give me Diamondbacks money line -125.
You see, we got a comment here: Goldie home run best bet. So I'm going to trust
Love it,
Sean.
man.
He said it a few times, so I feel like he has a good idea that Goldie is going to go deep today. So I'm all over that. I would love it being on the Cardinals. That game starts up in about 2 hours. But my best bet, AC, I'm going to stick with my Phillies here, but I'm going to do a -1 at plus money. Look, they've been so hot as of late, and they're going to deal with a left-handed pitcher in Rodgers tonight, who's really struggled so far this season. Eflin's been really efficient, eating up innings for the Phillies. So I just think they kind of stay on the gas pedal here. They're playing in front of their home crowd. They lost that game on Sunday, but it was great to see them bounce back. They've been kind of that cardiac kids this year, a lot of late game comebacks, so don't panic with Philly. That's kind of the way they play if they get down early. I still think they come back. So I like the Phillies here at -1 tonight as my best bet of the night for 2 in the zone. So
beautiful. All right. So to recap, best bets for the show. I'm on the Diamondbacks. Dead is on the Phillies -1. We're both also backing St. Louis Cardinals in this early game. We like Avs game 1 hockey tomorrow, and then we like the Celtics to blow them out on Thursday and get to game 7.
Alternate line.
There you go. Yeah. All right, man. Any final thoughts, Dead?
Now that'll be it. I say just one more time, guys. Follow 7 Stack Sports on Twitter. I think we got a collab coming for you guys tonight. A lot of big money involved with that, so make sure you guys turn notifications on, and we will see you guys shortly.